Dear students, a very warm welcome to all of you. Today I am going to deliver a talk on Bentham and Hooker's natural system of classification. Classification is one of the important steps in plant systematics. There are three main types of classifications in plant systematics. First is artificial system of classification, which is based on some easily observable characters. Number second is natural system of classification, which is based on the natural affinities of different plant taxa. And the third is phylogenetic system of classification, which is based on the phylogeny of the plants. Different taxonomists have proposed different systems of classification over time. Some of them were of artificial nature, some were of the natural system, and some are phylogenetic. One of the important and most widely known natural system of classification was proposed by two popular English taxonomists, George Bentham and Sir Joseph Dalton Hooker. They proposed a very good classification which was entitled after their name as Bentham and Hooker's classification. This classification is regarding the seed plants or phanerogams. It is a natural system of classification as it is based on the natural affinities. The main characters on which it was based was the characters of the seed and flower. This system of classification was published by Bentham and Hooker in their three-volume work called Genera Plantarum. The delimitation of genera in this classification was based on natural affinities and was pre-Darwinian in concept. It is one of the most popular system of classification, particularly for the flowering plants. The main feature of this classification is that it is based on the full and on the studies and the dissections of plants and not merely on the literature review. The Bentham and Hooker, they classified the seed plants into 202 families with 7569 genera, and the total species were 97,205. This is the outline of Bentham and Hooker's classification. George Bentham and Hooker, they classified the Phanerogams into three main classes. The first class was Dicotyledons. These are those plants uh, where the seeds bear only two cotyledons. The flowers are either pentamerous or tetramerous. That means the seeds have either five or four petals or their multiples, and the leaves bear net venation or reticulate venation. The second main class of phanerogams was that of gymnosperms. These are those plants where the ovules are naked without the ovary. And the third is of monocotyledons, which have the only one cotyledon in their seeds, the flowers being trimerous and parallel venation in their leaves. Now coming to first class of dicotyledons. According to Bentham and Hooker, they divided the dicotyledon class into three subclasses, namely polypetally, gamopetally, and monoclamydeae. The polypetally, the sepals and petals are distinct and the petals are free. That means they have got apopetalous condition. Number second is gamopetally, where there is where the sepals and petals are distinct but the petals are united. That means they have synpetalous condition. And the third is Monochlamydeae, where the flowers are apetalous. That means they bear no petals and the parent is either lacking, and if present, it is not differentiated into sepals and petals. Now coming to the first subclass of dicotyledons, that is polypetally. This class was further divided into three series, namely Thalamiflory, Disciflory, and Calciflory. In Thalamiflory, the flowers were hypogynous and stems were many and disc was absent. The Thelum flora was further divided into six orders, namely Renales, Paritails, Polygalini, Caryophyllini, Guttiferails, and Malvails. The second series of the subclass Polypetali was that of Disciflori, where the flowers were hypogynous and a main disc was present below the ovary. It was further classified into four orders, namely Geraniales, Olecales, Celastrales, and Serpentales. And the third and last series of the subclass Petali was Caliciflori, where the flowers were perigynous or epigynous, and it was further classified into five orders, namely Rosales, Myrtales, Passiflorales, Thicoidales, and Umbellales. Now coming to second class subclass of Dicotyledons, that is Gamopetalae. According to Bentham and Hooker classification, the Gamopetalae subclass was divided into three series, namely Inferi, Heteromeri, and Bicorporately, based on the position of the ovary. In Inferi, the ovary is inferior and is further classified into three orders, namely rubiales, astrales, and campanales. The second series of this subclass Gamopetalae was that of heteromeri, where the ovary was superior and stamens are in one or two whorls and the carpels are more than two. It is further divided into three orders, namely iricales, primulales, and ibinales. And the third and the last series of the subclass Gamopetalae was a bicorporately. As the name indicates, this category of plants, they bear two carpels, the ovary is superior, and the stamens are present in only one whorl. It is further divided into four orders, namely gentianales, polymoniales, personales, and laminales. Now coming to the third subclass, that is Monochlamydeae of the class Dicotyledons. This subclass Monochlamydeae was divided into 8 series by Bentham and Hooker classification. These series were: number 1, Curvembry, where the embryo is coiled and ovule usually one. Number 2 is Multiovulate aquatic. As the name indicates, these plants, they are all aquatic and there are many ovules. Number 3 is Multiovulate terrestris. These are those plants which are terrestrial and the plants bear many ovules. Number 4 is Microembry. These plants, they bear very small or minute embryo. And number 5 is Nephnales. These plants, they bear one carpel and only one ovule. Number 6 series is that of Acalymedosporae. These series include those plants which bear ovary, inferior ovary, and unilocular ovary with 1 to 3 ovules. Number 7 series is that of unisexuals, where the plants bear unisexual flowers. And the 8th and last series of the subclass Monochlamydeae is that of Ordens Anomalae, where the relationship is uncertain. Now coming to the series of Monochlamydes. The Monocotyledons were divided into 7 series, namely Microspermy, where the ovary is inferior and the seeds are very small or minute. Number 2 is Epigyne, where the ovary is inferior but with large seeds. Number 3 is Coronary, where the ovary is superior, the carpels are united, and the parent is colored. Number 4 is Calicini, where the ovary is superior, carpel is united, but the parent is green in color. Number 5 is Nudiflori, where the ovary is superior, but the parent is absent. And number 6 is Apocarpy, where the ovary is superior, but the carpels are more than one and are free. That is apocarpous condition. And last is at that of Glumacy, where the ovary is superior, parent is reduced, and the flowers are enclosed in glumes. Now coming to the advantages of Bentham and Hooker's classification. The Bentham classification is of great practical value for the identification of plants, and it is very easy to follow for routine identification. This system of classification is widely followed for the arrangement of specimens in the herbaria of many countries, including India. It is based on the careful Comparative examination of actual specimens of all living genera of seed plants by the taxonomists themselves and not merely on the literature review. Number fourth is dicotyledons are rightly placed before the monocotyledons. Number fifth is the description of families and genera are precise and the keys to the identification are very useful. Actually, the Bentham and Hooker they have provided the identification keys which are very easy to use for the identification of all the plant species. And last is the arrangement of taxa is based on overall natural affinities decided on the basis of important morphological features which can be easily studied with a naked eye or with a hand lens. Apart from the advantage, the Bentham and Hooker's classification has also some disadvantages. The first disadvantage is that this system does not incorporate phylogeny, unlike phylogenetic system of classification. Bentham and Hooker have placed gymnosperms between monocotyledons and dicots, where their proper position is before the former, as they form a group independent from angiosperms. Another main limitation of Bentham and Hooker's classification is that of monoclamydeae. It is a unnatural assemblage of taxa which belongs elsewhere. Number fourth is there is a loose assemblage of diverse families in a series called unisexuals, which share only one major character that is unisexual flowers. Number one more disadvantage of Bentham and Hooker classification is that of ordinance anomaly. Actually, there are no affinities or known at the plants between some taxa which were placed in this group. And one more disadvantage is that there are no orders in Monochlamydeae and monocots. Similarly, we have got Liliaceae and Amaryllidaceae, which are kept in different series on the basis of the nature of the ovary, whether it is inferior or superior, although they show similarities. Thank you very much. If you have any question, you can write in the comments box.